Hello, welcome to Commander Coliseum. My name is Justin, or Jay, and I am joined with Justin number 2.
Hello.
He's from Synergy Sanctum, and we are going to be talking about a deck tech for Storm, Force of Nature.
Oh, yeah.
So Justin's put this deck list together. We're going to go over some of the concepts and the strategies to win with it and what you can add to it. We are focusing on a budget of less than $40 after purchasing the pre-con. So you can either order the pre-con or order the singles, or just order the commander and then add a few cards that we don't have based off of that. But we are including the Storm and all of the additional cards you get
From the Secret Lair.
Including the Groot card.
Yeah, the Groot card, Regrowth.
The Groot card is actually a great card in this deck, even if it didn't have Groot on it. But to get started, we're gonna talk about Storm and the cards that it includes. So Storm, Force of Nature, is a 1 green, blue, red legendary creature, mutant hero, flying in vigilance, and has Ceaseless Tempest. Whenever Storm deals combat damage to a player, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn has Storm. So when you cast it, you copy it for each spell cast before it this turn. You may choose new targets for the copies.
All right. So the overall strategy of this is to play a lot of low-cost spells like cantrips to boost that Storm count and get the extra value off of finishers. And because of the budget restriction, we are only running basic lands, but you're free to add to that if you would like. And all I really did was go on EDH Rec and I grabbed the ones that were like $2 or less, basically.
Yeah, and there's some other things you can grab in there. You're always able to. There's always some flexibility in there. But the spells what we are not going to go over are the ones that are included in the Secret Lair, which are Oreo Borealis, aka Manamorphase, where you add 2 mana in any combination of colors. You draw a card. Storm's Will, aka Jessica's Will, which is a great card for this style of deck. Lightning Bolt, which is a great finisher or just removal spell. Ice Storm, which is super obnoxious and not
how you lose your friends. Yeah.
Oh, no, I was going to say you won't lose your friends that way. You know, I haven't seen you play enough Ice Storm. I feel like you would play Ice Storm all the time, but you've so many decks, you've never played Ice Storm.
Yeah, well, it wasn't in a Secret Lair until now.
Yeah, maybe next time. And then Regrowth, which is a great card for late game when you're out of spells to return 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10 cards back to your hand is a great card to refill your hand.
Yeah, so even though these won't be a part of the actual deck tech and the strategy we're going over, any one of these benefits off of the Storm ability that our beautiful commander has.
Yeah, and if you if you're just buying Storm as the face commander, I don't think any of these are a have-to-have. Storm's Will is definitely, or Jessica's Will, is definitely good in every spell slinger deck, which is why this pre-con, if you can get it for around MSRP still, or whatever it was going for, is definitely the best value just to get that Jessica's Will. But if you don't have it, it's not a game breaker. The deck will still be pretty competitive without it. Jessica's Will just kind of puts it over the top into being, you know, if people couldn't see you winning, you play Jessica's Will, and now you might win that turn. To start off, we're going to talk about spell discounts. The best way to increase your Storm count is to make your spells cost less. So we're going to start with Archmage of Runes, Goblin Anarchomancer, Goblin Electromancer, Haughty and Stormcatch Mentor.
All the Mancers. And Archmage of Runes, he has an added benefit. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, draw a card, and the rest of them make them all cast 1 less. Our Stormcatch Mentor does let us have prowess, so he can hit people if you cast enough spells. But you also don't want to risk losing that discount on Stormcatch Mentor.
That's true.
Yeah. Got to keep your Otter Wizard in play.
Yep. And after that, our next strategy is going to be spells. So some cantrips. Some of these don't benefit off the discount, but 1 mana is enough to pay.
Totally
for
worth
most
it.
Of these. Yep.
Beef that Storm count.
Yep. And this is how you build that Storm count to really pop off and get extra value. So
We're going to go over a bunch of cantrips. We got Ancestral Anger, where it gives your target plus X plus O until end of turn, where X is 1 plus the number of cards named Ancestral Anger in your graveyard. But the main thing is he just draws a card. So if you draw a card, you get more cards to play. We got Brainstorm to draw 3 spell cards and put 2 of them on the top of your library in any order. Charge Through, which draws a card and it gains Trample. So these ones that give you Trample also let you hit for that commander damage if you need it.
Yeah, it kind of lets Storm get through with Charge Through.
Yeah, some extra backup commander consistency. We also have Expedite. We have Opt, Peek, so you can look at player's hand. Opt also lets us scry. Growth Spiral, which will let you draw a card. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. This is a great card if you even hit it with Storm. If you have a couple lands in your hand, to get that extra ramp is a really good value. And then we have Leap, which will give more card draw. Snap, Fists of Flame, Explore, and Planar Genesis.
And let's just talk about Snap for a second. Can you imagine getting Snap and then casting it off the Storm count? You're gonna be able to float so much mana. You're gonna be able to just bounce all the stuff back. It's just so gross with this
it's
deck.
Basically a Cyclonic Rift if you can get enough Storm counts on it to bounce all your opponent's combo pieces or their value stuff back to their hand. You gain a lot of momentum that way.
And those were all a great set of cards to talk about, but we've got more. That's not enough Storm count. If we keep going here, we've got
Warlord's Fury. We get first strike until end of turn and draw a card. Slip Through Space lets you draw a card and it can't be blocked, so let Storm get through. Sleight of Hand, which says look at the top 2 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the other on the bottom of your library. Enter the Enigma, so it can't be blocked. More commander getting through and draw a card. Serum Visions, which is draw a card, then scry 2, so you know the next cards you're going to draw are going to be more valuable.
Oh, this deck's gross.
Yep. And then we have Renegade Tactics, more commander getting through. Faithless Looting, which is a great card, but it also has flashback, so if you need to get it back, you can always cast it again. Expressive Iteration, which lets you look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, put one of them onto the bottom of your library, and exile them. You may play the exiled cards this way. So more card draw. If you're running out of steam, this is a great card to get some extra momentum. And then we have 2 cards that are also some benefits, but they are a little more mana heavy. They cost more than 1 or 2 mana. So first is Glimmer Burst, which says draw 2 cards, create a 1/1 white Glimmer enchantment creature token. This is a great payoff for that Storm. If you have cast a bunch of cantrips, and this is when you need to cast last, you cast it with Storm and you get a bunch of tokens.
Wild.
And then Shamanic Revelation will let you draw a card for each creature you control, which if you cast this after Glimmer Burst, you'll just draw a lot of cards. And you can also gain life, depending on how many creatures you have.
But Shamanic Revelation also segues perfectly into our next strategy here, which is the benefits off of all this spell slinging.
Yep, so you're already going to be casting a ton of 1 and 2 cost spells. So you're going to be slinging them spells. So we need some spell slinger payoffs. So the first one we have is Murmuring Mystic, which is whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, create a 1/1 blue illusion creature token of flying. And then we have Talrand, Sky Summoner, who does the same thing, but he creates a 2/2 Drake creature token with flying. The next one is Third Past Iconoclast, and he also creates a 1/1 soldier artifact, no flying on him. And then we have the Young Pyromancer. These guys only cost 2, so they have a little bit higher. You can get them down early and start growing your board of tokens. So Young Pyromancer also creates elemental creature tokens. And then we also have Balmor, Battle Mage Captain, and when he says is he has flying, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain trample until end of turn. So if you have,
so gross.
It's really good if you have 1 or 2 of these guys out, and you get like 10 or so tokens out. And then the next turn you cast your cantrips and buff your board to go wide and hit people. People won't actually be expecting that. They'll see your 6 tokens and be like, cool, they're just 1/1s. But then you play Balmor and then you start throwing down some spells, some 1-cast spells,
and then they're like, oh, now you have a bunch of 6 attack 1/1 or 6/1 elementals. And
What
scary.
if we don't like attacking, Justin? What do we have?
No, if we don't like attacking, Justin, if we don't like attacking, let's just hit people with damage.
Yeah, let's just shoot them.
Let's just snipe some people. Let's throw in our next 2 cards, which are just spell cast peeners, as we have said in the past. Just some peeners. We got Gutter Snipe and Fiery Inscription in. Both of them deal 2 damage to each opponent whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell. So
Disgusting.
Very good. So if you cast 3 or 4, you're hitting people with 6, 8, and then more than that damage over the course of the game. It's gonna definitely tick people down and get them within finishing range. So some other payoffs we have are draw spells, which is whenever you cast spells, draw cards. So the first one we have is Jory N, Ruin Diver. He's a 1 blue red merfolk wizard. 2/3 says whenever you cast your second spell, each turn draw a card.
I'm also a merfolk wizard.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not aggro at all. And so this also benefits each opponent's turn. So if you cast 2 spells on your turn, and then the next player's turn, and then the next player's turn, you can draw a lot of cards doing this. Just by using your cantrip spells. So if you just cast 2 cantrips each turn, you're gonna go positive with card draw.
Yeah, and lots of instants in this deck tech.
Yeah, there's a lot of instants in there in that first set. And then we have Quandrix Apprentice, who is a 2/2 green blue. He has Magecraft, so whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, look at the top 3 cards of your library. You reveal a land from among them and put it into your hand, and put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. So this, partnered with the other cards that let you put lands into play, is a great combo to just get a ton of land so that the next turn you can combo off.
And worth noting here with the Magecraft that he would benefit off of the Storm cast as well. So if you're gonna copy all the spells off of the Storm, you're gonna get that for every single instance of that.
All right, and so we have some more spellcast payoffs. First, we have Forgotten Ancient. So whenever a player casts a spell, you may put a +1/+1 counter on Forgotten Ancient. And then at the beginning of your upkeep, you may move any number of +1/+1 counters from Forgotten Ancient onto other creatures. So what this means is, the reason this is in there is you're going to be casting a ton of spells. You can buff up Storm, make or hit people for damage if you need to, or just get +1/+1 on Forgotten Ancient. If someone removes Storm, you also have a backup there to hit people as well. We also have Sprite Dragon.
So underrated, this Sprite Dragon right now.
It is flying and haste, and whenever you cast a creature spell, play a +1/+1 counter on Sprite Dragon. So you make him big, you hit people. Also, our Storm Kiln Artist. This is probably the most valuable card in the deck. If you can get Storm Kiln Artist out, he is going to make all your spells cost less, because whenever you cast a spell, you're going to get, or copy a spell, you're going to get treasures, which will let you cast more spells and copy more spells and get more treasures. If he is out,
he'll become a big daddy.
Yeah, if people don't, yeah, also he has +1/+1/+0 for each artifact you control. So he's also just going to be a big threat. If players do not remove your Storm Kiln Artist, you probably are going to win the game.
But hey, Justin, what if they keep killing Storm? What do I do? What do I do in that situation?
That is the problem I have with most commander decks. That's why I build most of my commander decks not around a single commander, except for Grenzo.
Ew.
And because Justin kills all my commanders every game consistently. And so
we made sure to put some backups in this deck.
Yeah, you need some backups, because you're already going with casting a bunch of cantrips, a bunch of copy spells, and so we have some backups for that. So the first one is Calamax, the Storm Sire. He's a great commander on his own. He's already doing the same thing as he's copying spells.
Only for the first one. And an instant. Calamax is very picky about his spells. It has to be an instant.
Yes, that is true. But he's still a great card, and there's a lot of great instants in this deck. But he also gets +1/+1 counters, and he's basically an elemental dinosaur.
He becomes a big daddy with a storm killing artist. They're gonna just run the world together.
He's just super cool. He has lightning all over him.
It's like Godzilla.
You know, I noticed a lot of these guys are all lightning themed. So the next card we have is Gale Waterdeep Prodigy. Says whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, you may cast up to one target card of the other type from your graveyard. If a spell cast from your graveyard this way would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead.
Say that 3 times fast.
Oh my gosh. It just says if you cast an instant or sorcery from your hand, you can cast the opposite, either an instant or sorcery, from your graveyard, and then it gets exiled.
Yeah, did you like that cantrip that you cast last turn? Well, guess what? You get to cast it again.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you cast sorceries.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good card. It doesn't really have a background because it's not our commander, but he's a great card. He's only 3 mana, so...
Yeah, what a whiff on abilities having backgrounds as second commanders. What are we doing?
And then the next one we have is Crackling Spellslinger.
Oh, that's my girl.
And she's got Flash, 3 red, which is a little expensive, but it says when it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn has Storm. So this is just a really
backup plan.
Backup commander, yeah. Backup, if someone's killed Storm a few times, or actually if you have a ton of mana from Storm Killing Artist or anything of the other ones that are giving you mana, this one can copy another spell again.
Yeah. Look at the art too. She's just like, I'm here, bitch. You're about to lose.
Yeah, more lightning. And then we got our next one, which is 1,000-Year Storm, which is an enchantment for blue and a red that says whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it for each other instant and sorcery spell you've cast before it this turn. You may choose new targets for the copies.
Disgusting.
Yeah, that's just a great card. It was reprinted again in Foundations and says, just give all your cards Storm.
Yeah,
that's just great. If you get this out and people don't get rid of it, you're gonna be doing so much
tough cookies. Game over.
So much value.
Game over, Wolverine. You lose.
Yeah. All right, the next one we got is Arcane Bombardment, which is another enchantment. It's 4 red. This is another one printed in the Cowboy set.
Oh, Arcane Bombardment is so broken.
Yeah, but it says whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery spell each turn, exile an instant or sorcery card at random from your graveyard, then copy each card exiled with Arcane Bombardment. You may cast any number of the copies without paying their mana costs.
So really important here. This is totally the long game, and I'm speaking from experience. This is in every single one of my red decks. But like you're basically going to benefit off of this longer term than just the first or second spell, because Arcane Bombardment is taking all of those cantrips, all the spells you've played before, and it's letting you be able to cast them every single turn going forward. And who plays enchantment removal in Commander? Nobody.
At least
literally
one person.
Nobody. Yeah, there's one guy.
One
of our subscribers does. Comment below if you are that subscriber.
There's one dude playing Crossing Grip, and that's it.
No one's playing enchantment removal.
All right,
it's
and
so
the last
good.
one we have is a what do they call this in Fire? The Grand Finale.
This is arguably the best card, I feel like, in the deck,
and it's called Mizzix Mastery. Sorcery for 3 and a red. Exile target card that's an instant or sorcery from your graveyard. For each card exiled this way, copy it, and you may cast the copy without paying its mana cost.
Man, I wish I could do that for all the cards in my graveyard. Is that possible?
Can.
Oh shit!
No way, you can for Overload. 5 red, and when you cast this spell for its Overload cost, if you do change target to each, so you can copy each instant or sorcery card from your graveyard, which is great.
Storm's brutal, bro. What is as good about everything that we talked about? You know what? What if cards themselves had the ability Storm on them, and we didn't need the commander?
Do we have Storm cards?
Yeah, let's just lean into her name here.
All right, yeah, let's go on some Storm cards. So first off, we have his Amphibian Downpour. You know, when I'm losing the game, I like to just stop other people from winning the game.
Yeah, it's like my favorite thing.
That's basically what Amphibian
turn shit
Downpour
into frogs.
is.
Yeah,
turn everything into frogs. They can't do anything. Even their commander, everything gets shut down. Great card. The next one is Mind's Desire. So shuffle your library, then exile the top card of your library. Until end of turn, you may play that card without paying its mana cost. And that has Storm. So, you know, you cast a few cantrips, you cast Mind's Desire, you get free spells.
I feel like arguably this card would be a finisher if you build this deck. This is just so disgusting here.
That, in addition to some of our other ones, we have Haze of Rays here, which has buyback 2. So once you cast it, you can pay. So it's 1 in a red and then buyback 2. So you just need to pay 4 mana and you give your creatures +1/+0 until end of turn. And it has Storm. So it'll copy itself for each spell you've cast this turn before it.
I don't even need to buy it back.
You don't need to buy it back, but if you have the mana, you might as well because it benefits all of your
just in case someone survives.
All your peeners.
Yeah. All my peeners.
All your peeners get bigger. And then we have Grape Shot here. Grape Shot is great. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Grape Shot will always be in Commander.
Pew, 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 pew.
It just deals 1 damage to target creature or player with Storm. And if you have given it Storm again, it has Storm twice, which means it will deal Storm damage twice.
Gross.
It will copy itself twice for each spell you've cast this turn. And then we have Elemental Eruption, which says create a 4/4 red dragon elemental creature token with flying and prowess and storm. So if you've cast a few spells before this, you get like maybe 12, 13 elementals.
What monster made this deck?
And then you give them all +1/+0 for each spell you cast next turn. And on a smaller side, you know, we gotta give some credit to Chatterstorm, the sorcery that says for 1 and a green, so it's not 6 mana, it's only 2 mana, create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. And it has Storm.
Seems decent.
Just make some.
Not as good as dragons, but I guess I'll take the squirrels.
Yeah, you can get some squirrels when you need to. And the last 2 for this are Sprouting Vines. So it says search your library for a basic land card, reveal that, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library, and it has Storm. So early game, you cast 1 or 2 cantrips, you cast Sprouting Vines, and then you get a bunch of lands into your hand, and you can never miss your land drops, which is just great.
Or you have discards.
Or you have to discard them. That's fine too. You know, and then the last one is Weather the Storm, which is an instant. You gain 3 life. So in the situation that you're about to be out aggroed, you can just gain a bunch of
Everyone
life.
realizes you're a monster. This saves you. You weather the storm.
Yes, weather the Great. All right, and the last archetype or strategy we have to go over is Double Strike. Because Storm says whenever you deal combat damage, the next spell gains Storm. You can use Double Strike.
What?
Because that will add Storm twice to the next spell you cast, which is amazing. Giving Storm twice to a card is crazy. So the first one we have is Assault Strobe. Assault Strobe.
Say that 3 times fast.
Assault Strobe. And it is 1 red, and it says target creature gains Double Strike until end of turn. That's it. 1 red mana, Double Strike.
Boom. Dead, man.
And then the next card we have is Twin Inferno, which is 1 in a red and has choose 1. When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell.
Value.
You may choose new targets for the copy, so it lets you copy your spells. But if Storm's out, you can say target creature you control gains Double Strike until end of turn. As an addition to this, because it is an instant, if someone tries to block Storm with their stupid card,
with their stupid 1/1 bird from Swan Song,
you can just kill it. Yes. And then we have Psychotic Fury, which is for 1 and a red. Target multicolored creature gains double strike until end of turn and draw a card. So it gives your storm double strike, so you get double storm on your next card, and you also get to draw a card, and it adds to the storm count. This is a great card.
Do we have a multicolored creature in this deck?
Yeah, we do have at least one, which is Storm. Storm is multicolored.
That's my girl.
So you get to hit somebody twice. You get the double storm count on a card, or you get the double storm effect on the next card you cast, and you get to draw a card, and it adds to the storm count. And the great part about this is even early game, you swing with Storm, like, okay, it's 1 attack, no big deal, I'll let it through. He hasn't even cast a spell this turn. Yeah, right? And then bam, you cast Psychotic Fury, it gets double strike, you draw a card, now you have double storm on the next card, and then you cast something else. You can also, so after you attack with Storm and you hit somebody, it says the next instant or sorcery spell you cast has Storm. So when you cast your next spell, you can respond to your own spell. So you can cast a sorcery card that's gonna either draw cards or deal damage, like Lightning Bolt, and then in response to that trigger, you can then cast more instants, and they'll see the instance resolve first, and then your last spell will still have the storm triggers on it.
Wow, one of the best decks. How much is this deck? If I were to buy it, if I already bought the secret lair, how much does this cost for this whole deck? What do we got? All right, so TCG market price for this entire deck so this is in addition to what you already spent on the secret lairs. If you did, it is $30.99 to $36.73 as of November 24th, 2024. Yep. Man, what a deal.
What a deal. If you've already...
Thank you, Commander Coliseum.
And thank you, Synergy Sanctum. This is a great deck. It's a great deck. I'm excited to play it. I would love to play this deck. Do we have Storm?
Yeah, you bought Storm. You bought all of them.
Yeah, we have all the...
He was one of the lucky ones. If not, buy the proxies and you can still build this deck.
Print the proxies. Yes.
Print the proxies.
You have Command P or Control P.
This video is not sponsored by Wizards of the Coast.
Or anyone. It's not sponsored by anybody. But if you want to see somebody play this deck, let us know, and we will actually buy the cards in the deck list, and we'll have
$35.
You have $30? Yeah. Oh, look at you, man! Look at this guy. I only have 20. All right, so we'll do some budget secret lair decks.
Budget brews, bro.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. All right, well, if you like the video, like it. If you don't, then go away. I don't wish to hear from you.
Yeah, we don't need you.
Yeah. I need positive. My therapist tells me only keep positive people in your life.
Also, if Post Malone wants to play with us, all he has to do is email Commander Coliseum or Synergy Sanctum, and we're down.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Have a good one. Bye.